Ask, what is this telling me? What is out of balance? Where does this energy come from? How must I protect myself? Energy disturbance is not something you can see with your eyes, but it always leaves a mark, and when it comes in the form of witchcraft, insects are often the first to show you what has been disturbed. Their sudden presence is not an accident, it is a message. When insects appear where they do not belong, they are not just interrupting your peace, they are revealing the energy that already has. From the beginning of human history, our ancestors understood that nature speaks, and they paid attention to its voice. Insects, though small, were never ignored. They were seen as carriers of messages, signs that the hidden world was trying to communicate with those who were willing to listen. Across cultures, across time, people believed that the sudden appearance of certain insects was not random, it was a warning. It was a way for ancestors, spirits, or the universe itself to alert us when danger was near, when witchcraft or harmful intentions were creeping silently into our lives. If you look back into old traditions, you will find stories of insects tied to omens. Some were seen as blessings, like the butterfly representing transformation, or the beetle symbolizing prosperity, but others carried darker meanings. The presence of moths inside a home at night, for example, was believed to mean that unrest or bad energy had entered. Beetles crawling in sacred spaces were thought to bring warnings from the unseen. Even the sudden invasion of ants indoors was taken seriously, not only as a sign of imbalance in the physical environment, but also as a symbol of hidden conflict, trying to disrupt harmony. For our ancestors, these were not superstitions, they were survival codes passed down from one generation to another. You see, the world was once viewed not as separate, physical on one side, spiritual on the other, but as one. Everything was connected. The wind, the rain, the animals, the insects, each movement had a meaning. When witchcraft entered a village or a household, people did not wait until destruction appeared openly. They read the signs early. They noticed when insects began acting strangely, when they came in numbers that felt unnatural, when they appeared in spaces they did not belong. This was their way of knowing that something was wrong, that dark energy was pressing against their boundary. Even today, in many parts of the world, people still hold on to this knowledge. In rural communities, elders will tell you that when too many insects appear suddenly, it means the spirit world is restless. Some will say that the ancestors are trying to get your attention to wake you up before harm becomes worse. Others believe it is a direct sign that witchcraft has been aimed at you and that the insects are messengers caught between two worlds, the natural and the spirit. What is important to understand is that these beliefs were never about fear of insects themselves. They were about respect for the message they carried. Our ancestors did not see the fly, the beetle, the moth, or the ant as random pests. They saw them as instruments through which the hidden world spoke, and because they listened, they were able to prepare, to protect, to take action before negative forces could fully root themselves in their lives. The modern world has taught many people to laugh at such things, to call them old stories, to dismiss them as superstition. But what happens when logic cannot explain why insects show up in unnatural ways? Why they seem to gather around certain people or certain homes with no explanation? Why they vanish when peace is restored but multiply when tension and darkness grow stronger? Science may give one explanation, but the deeper truth remains. Nature mirrors what is happening in the unseen, and insects, more than most creatures, reveal it first. When you see them, when you notice their unusual patterns, you must remember that your ancestors saw them not just as bugs, but as guardians who came to deliver a message. The message is simple: pay attention. Something is not right. Something hidden is moving in your space. If you ignore it, you risk being caught unprepared. But if you listen, you step into the same wisdom that protected generations before you. Witchcraft may change in form, but it has always moved in the same way, quietly, secretly, aiming to disturb without being seen. And throughout history, insects have been the ones to break that silence, to betray the hidden hand by showing up in ways that cannot be ignored. When you recognize this, you begin to understand why your ancestors gave meaning to their presence. They were not just dealing with insects. They were dealing with signs, with warnings, with guidance meant to protect the living from the forces of darkness. So when these small messengers appear in your life, remember the wisdom of those who came before you. Do not see them as random. Do not see them as meaning. See them as the voice of the unseen carried through wings and legs, reminding you to awaken, to protect, and to guard what is sacred, for the ancestors never stopped speaking. It is we who stopped listening. Every creature in nature has its rhythm and place. Insects are no different. They live by patterns, following instincts that have been passed down since the beginning of time. Ants move in disciplined lines, building their colonies underground. Flies hover where there is decay. Moths seek light in the darkness. Beetles bury themselves in the soil. All of this is natural. And when it happens as it should, there is nothing strange about it. But when these creatures begin to appear in ways that do not fit their natural rhythm, when their presence feels intrusive, excessive, or out of order, it is no longer a coincidence. It becomes a signal that you must pay attention, because it often points towards something deeper than the eye can see. This is the difference between ordinary appearances and those connected to witchcraft. If a fly enters a home because food is left uncovered, it follows nature. But if flies gather in swarms without reason, circling places where there is no food or waste, then it becomes something else. If moths hover around a light on a warm night, that is expected. But if they enter a bedroom again and again, targeting the same corner or staying near a person, then it is not random. If ants enter a kitchen searching for sugar, that is normal. But if they appear in sacred spaces like prayer areas or in bedrooms where nothing attracts them, then you must ask why. This is where awareness matters. Many people look only at the surface and explain away everything with convenience. The wise look deep. They know that when insects move against their nature, it is because another force is influencing them. Often that force is the disturbance of witchcraft or negative intention sent toward a life. The manipulation of energy is rarely invisible. It always leaves traces, and insects, being sensitive to vibration, are drawn into these currents, revealing them to those who pay attention. They watch the location, the timing, the numbers. All of this was part of the message. A single beetle crawling into a room may be ignored, but a trail of beetles moving toward the same spot was treated as a sign that something dark was rooted in that space. A single moth near a lamp is natural, but multiple moths returning to a person's resting place again and again carried deeper meaning. These patterns were not dismissed. They were observed and studied as warnings, signs of imbalance, signals that energies were interfering with the harmony of life. It is vital to understand this difference, because not every insect is a warning and not every appearance is connected to witchcraft. Nature still follows its own law, but witchcraft disturbs that law, and when it does, insects respond strange. Learning to read this difference is what protects you. It helps you separate the ordinary from the spiritual. It teaches you not to fear every small insect, but to be careful, to observe with clear eyes, to know when the natural becomes unnatural. This skill is about life as well as darkness often hides behind the ordinary, pretending to be normal, blending into the everyday. But those who are awake notice when the ordinary bends into the unusual. They see when patterns shift, when timing is too exact, when numbers become too great. This awareness lets them act before harm grows deeper. Insects are one of the clearest reflections of this truth. So when you see them, ask yourself, are they acting by nature? Or do they appear out of place? Are they drawn by clear causes? Or is their presence a mirror of spiritual disturbance? The answer is often clear to the one who is willing to pause and reflect. The unseen world always leaves traces, and insects, small as they are, often carry those traces. They may seem small, but when they act against nature, they are not ordinary anymore. They are messengers revealing what is hidden. Those who learn to read these signs will not mistake witchcraft for chance again. When insects appear as warnings, the question is not only why they are there, but also what you should do. Awareness is the first step. But awareness without action keeps you open to harm. Nature does not speak for no reason. When it shows you signs, it calls you to prepare, to clean, to protect. This is where many people fail. They notice the insects. They feel the unease, yet they do nothing. They dismiss it, waiting until the disturbance grows stronger and the harm is harder to reverse. Protection must begin at the first sign. The first step is cleansing. Darkness likes places of neglect. Just as still water attracts mosquitoes, stagnant energy attracts more bad influence. Start by clearing your physical space. Clean your home, remove clutter, Open windows and let fresh air move through. This is not only about neatness, it shifts the vibration of your place and breaks the heaviness that witchcraft tries to settle into. When your surroundings are clean and alive, energy flows again. Insects that were drawn by a disturbance lose their hold because balance begins to return. The cleansing is not only outside, it is inside too. Witchcraft often attacks the mind first, planting fear, confusion, and despair. If you let these feelings take root, you feed the very energy sent against you. That is why spiritual practice matters. Prayer, meditation, chanting, or sitting quietly and watching your breath are not signs of weakness. They are shields of strength. They center you. They remind you that no force has power over you unless you give it power. When your inner world is steady, insects may still appear as messengers, but they cannot unsettle you because your spirit is guarded. This is building protection. In many traditions, people use salt, herbs, fire, or incense to shield themselves and their homes. These acts look different across cultures, but their aim is the same: to set boundaries. Like a fence that keeps animals out of a garden, these protective actions set limits against unseen forces. Whether you sprinkle salt at the doorway, burn sage to clear the air, or place water in corners to absorb heavy energy, the act itself declares that darkness is not welcome. What matters most is intention. Witchcraft works through focused intent, and protection must answer with stronger intent. Every prayer, every breath of meditation, every cleansing act holds power when done with focus. The insects may come, the signs may show, but they cannot control you when your intention is firm. This breaks the cycle and keeps the disturbance from taking root in your life. At the same time, do not let fear rule you. Fear feeds witchcraft. It weakens your spirit and makes the forces you resist stronger. When insects warn you, take it seriously, but do not panic. See them as guides, not enemies. Respond with calm, not chaos. Respond with strength, not shaking. This clear mind will change the way you face spiritual trouble. At times the insects will leave after you act, and sometimes they will return, as if testing your resolve. Do not grow tired. Protection is not a one-time task. It is a way of life. It means keeping your place clean, your mind clear, and your spirit steady. Locking your door at night protects your body. Guarding your spirit every day protects your soul. This steady care keeps you safe. When you live with this awareness, insects stop being nuisance. They become part of your guidance system. You no longer ignore them and you no longer fear them. You read their message, you act, and you become stronger. The presence of insects may warn you of witchcraft, but your response decides the outcome. If you ignore the signs, you open yourself to harm. If you fear them, you weaken your defenses. But if you listen, cleanse, protect, and stay steady, then what was meant to disturb you becomes what wakes you up. In that waking, you see the truth. Nothing hidden can overpower the one who chooses to live in truth, in care, and in steady light. Remember, you are not alone in this. People have faced such shadows before and found ways to keep the light. Reach out to those you trust when you feel the weight growing. Share the signs with a friend, a family member, or a trusted elder who understands these matters. Together you can strengthen each other, combine intention, and act with wise choices. Simple acts done in community, a shared prayer, a group cleaning, or a morning of focused breathing, multiply in power, because intention and care are joined. Also attend to practical detail. Check for small cracks in walls, fix leaks, seal places where insects can enter, and keep food safely stored. Practical care and spiritual care go hand in hand. Do both. Give your body rest, eat clean food, and move each day. A strong body supports a strong spirit. Avoid needless worry and cultivate simple daily habits that help you stay present. A short prayer before sleep, a few moments of mindful breathing each morning, and regular